welcome to another video. So in this video we will solve this question of Leetcode, which is intersection of two linked lists. Okay, so we are given two linked lists, right, A and B, and there is one point after which the linked list, two of them merge and they become common. Now we have to return the node where they are actually intersecting. So C1 is that node. We don't care about the value but the node. So for example, in this case, both the linked list has a common element as 1, but that's the value. We are concerned about the node. Node should be common, so we have to return 8, not 1. So that's the question. Now the solution that we can think of is, if I start both the linked lists in from similar positions, like I start from 4 and I start from 6, and I keep on increasing it one by one, then I will reach the common node at the same time. Okay, and that's where I can find my solution. Now the only problem is this linked list is a bit bigger. So how do I start at 6? Like, how do I know that I have to start from here? For the shorter linked list, it's fine, we have to start from the starting, but from here, how do we know it? So to calculate that, we'll calculate the length of the two linked lists. So A has the length of 5 and B has the length of 6. We subtract that and we get 1, okay, which is the leftover part in the bigger linked list. We'll remove that leftover part because now we know that 1 is the difference, so one node we have to remove. So we'll move forward by 1 and then we'll start iterating them simultaneously one by one, and then we'll reach and intersect at 8. So that's a pretty straightforward solution, and let's try to code it, and I think we'll understand better once we try to code it. So first thing is I have to calculate the length of the two linked list. So let's do that, but even before that I have to create the pointers towards them. So let's say L1 I'm calling for head A, right, and list node. Okay, L2 I'm calling for head B. Okay, so now I have to create two integer variables for calculating the length. So L1 is equal to 0 and length 2 is equal to 0. Now I'm calculating the length for the first linked list, right? So till L1 is not equal to null. Okay, L1 is equal to L1 dot next, and what I'll do is I'll increment length 1. I'll just copy this thing and calculate the length for the second. Perfect, I have both the lengths. Now I have to do something. If length 1 is bigger than length 2, I have to do something, else I have to do something. So what I have to do, I have to calculate the difference between the lengths, length 1 minus length 2. That difference I have to move that many nodes from the bigger linked list. So this difference I have to move. So while difference is not equal to 0, I'll move from the bigger linked list. So bigger linked list, L1 and L2 were pointing towards head A and B, but since we have calculated the length, so right now they have reached at the end. So I'll again point them towards starting. Here I'll do this. So L1 and L2, they are now again starting towards the beginning of both the linked list, head A and head B. So I'll move L1 because the head A is the bigger linked list, so I'll move that. L1 is equal to L1 dot next and difference minus minus, because this while loop will become infinite loop if we don't write this. Okay, so now in the second case also I'll do a similar here in the second case we'll do a similar kind of thing, right? In this case the only difference is the second linked list is bigger. It means length 2 is bigger. We'll calculate the difference. We'll move the second linked list because now this is bigger, and rest everything is fine. Okay, now the main logic. Now we are at the same position, so we just have to move across both the linked lists together and just return wherever we reach a common node. So I'm just doing that while I can take any of the linked list. So let's take L1. While L1 is not equal to null, I have to move. Okay, if L1 is equal to L2, then what will happen? I got my answer, right? Return that node. Okay, it's L2. So L1 is, I'm comparing it to L2, not the value of them, because I don't want to compare the value, I have to compare the node. Okay, I'll return that. That's okay. And I'll increase L1 is equal to L1 dot next and L2 is equal to L2 dot next. I want to iterate both of them together. So this shall return my answer. In case if anything happens, like we are not getting any position where it is intersecting, then I'll return null, because no node is there, right? So let's try this out. Okay, intersecting at 8. Let's submit it. It will be accepted. So it will be accepted. Yeah. Okay, so that was the solution. If you have any questions regarding this solution or any confusion regarding the question, you can ask me in the comments. I would be happy to answer your queries. Okay.